Welcome to Udable.com.
Have you ever felt like you're, working really hard, putting in all the hours, but maybe not always on the right things? Or perhaps you're trying to improve, trying to make changes, but it feels a bit like you're just putting on a show and not really truly changing inside.
That feeling of being stuck, right?
Exactly. Well, today we're diving deep into a timeless classic, a guide that promises not just, quick fixes, but a real transformation. From the inside out, we're talking about the core ideas from the 7 Habits of Successful People.
Yes, and our mission here really is to break down these powerful ideas into simple, everyday language. We want to show you how changing your mindset, your perspective, can lead to real success, both personally and with others.
Think of it like getting a shortcut to being truly well-informed, but without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Precisely. We want to make it accessible.
So the plan is, we'll start by understanding how we see the world, basically our paradigms. Then we'll explore 3 private victories. These are about mastering yourself, followed by 3 public victories for, better relationships and teamwork. And finally, there's a habit for continuous renewal. So let's unpack this.
Sounds good. Let's jump in.
Okay, so this deep dive really starts with a simple but quite powerful idea. Private victories must come before public victories. What does this actually mean in simple terms?
It means basically fixing yourself first before you try to fix others or your job situation or, your relationships. Look inward first. The book talks a lot about paradigms. Think of them as like the lens through which you see the world, your mental map.
Okay, like glasses.
Exactly. If your lens is broken or dirty, everything you see looks wrong, right? Your actions will be misaligned. For instance, if you see your child as lazy, you'll treat them very differently than if you saw them as maybe struggling or needing help.
Oh, okay. So the key is changing how you see things and yourself from the inside out.
That's the core idea, inside-out thinking.
It makes sense. But often we try the other way, don't we? Trying to change outward stuff first. The book also brings up this difference between the personality ethic and the character ethic. What are those about?
Well, the personality ethic is focused on the surface. Quick fixes, like smile more, dress better, learn some communication tricks. It's about image.
Right, the external polish.
Yes. But the character ethic, that goes deeper. It's about who you are. Deep down, your integrity, honesty, humility, hard work, fairness, your core values. And the book warns us, pretty strongly actually, you can't fake character for long. Eventually, who you really are will show.
So it urges us to build that strong character first, because that's what truly lasts.
Absolutely. That's the foundation. Everything else builds on that.
And there's that brilliant story, the PPC balance, the goose and the golden egg story. A farmer gets greedy, kills the goose laying golden eggs, ends up with nothing. What's the lesson there for us?
Yes. That's a fantastic analogy. It's crucial for long-term success, really. So the P is production. That's the golden egg, the results you want. Maybe a successful career, good health, a happy family.
The output, basically.
The output, exactly. And PC is production capability. That's the goose. It's your ability to produce those results. Your skills, your health, your relationships, your tools, even your time.
Okay, so P is the egg, PC is the goose.
You got it. And the lesson is simple but profound. You have to take care of both. You can't just focus on getting more eggs, more results without taking care of the goose.
Meaning yourself and your resources.
Yes. If you neglect the goose, eventually you won't get any more eggs. It's about balancing short-term results with long-term capability, investing in yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this foundation. Inside out, focus on character, balance P and PC. Now, let's get into the habits themselves. We start with the private victories, habits 1, 2, and 3. These are about self-mastery, right?
Exactly. Mastering yourself first.
So, habit 1, be proactive. What does that really mean? It sounds simple, but what's the depth?
Being proactive means taking responsibility. Full stop. For your life, for your choices, for your responses. It means you stop blaming others, your boss, your parents, the economy, the weather. You recognize that between what happens to you and how you respond, there's a space. And in that space lies your freedom to choose.
Wow. So it's about owning your response.
Absolutely. The book puts it very clearly. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions.
And it uses that incredibly powerful example of Viktor Frankl in the Nazi concentration camp. Even when everything was taken, he chose his response, his attitude. That's real inner freedom, isn't it?
It's a profound example. True power comes from within.
So, practically, how can we be more proactive day to day?
Well, 2 simple tools the book offers. First, watch your language. Instead of saying, I have to do this, try saying, I choose to do this. It reframes it as your decision.
Okay, shifting from victim language to choice language.
Precisely. And second, focus your energy on your circle of influence. These are the things you can actually do something about. Don't waste energy spinning your wheels in the circle of concern, all the things you worry about but have no control over, like, politics or what other people think.
Focus where you can make a difference. Got it. Okay, habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. The book says all things are created twice. First in the mind, then in reality. What's the big idea here?
This habit is all about clarity. Having a clear vision, a clear purpose for your life. Like, you wouldn't start building a house without blueprints, right?
No, that would be chaos.
Exactly. So this is about creating the mental blueprint for your life first. If you don't define your own end, your own destination, then other forces, society, your job, even social media, they might define it for you, often without you even noticing.
That's a bit scary, actually. The book suggests that imagine your funeral exercise. Sounds grim, but why is it so powerful?
It sounds morbid, I know, but it's incredibly effective. By imagining what you want people to say about you at the end of your life, as a spouse, a parent, a friend, a colleague, you cut through all the noise.
And get to what really matters.
Precisely. It helps you identify your core values, the things that are fundamentally important to you. And once you know those values, you can create a personal mission statement. Think of it like your personal constitution, a guide for making decisions, especially the tough ones.
So it's like a personal compass.
Exactly. And it should be based on timeless principles like integrity, contribution, love, not just fleeting things like money or other people's approval. It should also cover your different roles in life. Maybe something like to live with honesty, help others grow, be a kind parent, and leave the world a little better.
Guiding principles. Okay, now habit 3, put first things first. This is often seen as time management, but the book calls it life management. What's the key idea?
The key is really simple. Keeping the main thing the main thing. Prioritizing. Most of us get caught up in reacting to urgent things. Emails pinging, phones ringing, immediate demands. But this habit says we need to proactively focus on the important things.
The things that matter long term.
Yes. Things like building relationships, your health, personal development, strategic planning for your goals. These are often not urgent, so they easily get pushed aside by the tyranny of the urgent.
Right. The urgent shouts, the important whispers.
Well said. And the book gives us a fantastic tool for this, the 4 quadrants of time. It helps you categorize your activities.
Can you quickly walk us through those quadrants?
Sure. Quadrant 1 is urgent and important. Crises, deadlines, pressing problems, we have to deal with these.
Okay. Q1, firefighting.
Pretty much. Quadrant 3 is urgent but not important. Many interruptions, some meetings, emails, popular activities. These feel urgent but often don't align with our core goals.
The distractions that feel important.
Yes. Quadrant 4 is not urgent and not important. Trivia, time wasters, mindless scrolling. We should avoid this.
Okay. And the magic quadrant.
The magic is quadrant 2. Important, but not urgent. This is where the real leverage is. Planning, prevention, relationship building, learning, exercise, recreation.
Proactive work, building capability, like nurturing the goose.
Exactly. The goal is to shrink Q1 by spending more time in Q2. Q2 activities prevent crises later on. It echoes Eisenhower's principle. What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important.
So how do we actually spend more time in Q2? It's tough.
It requires discipline. You need to plan weekly, identify your Q2 priorities, your big rocks, and schedule them first. Treat that Q2 time like an important appointment. It also means learning to say no gracefully to things in Q3 and Q4, and using what the book calls stewardship delegation, empowering others effectively, not just micromanaging tasks.
Giving them the goal and letting them run with it?
Yes, focusing on results, not methods. It frees you up for higher leverage activities. So, just to quickly recap these private victories. Habit 1, be proactive, is about taking responsibility. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind, is about knowing your direction and values. And habit 3, put first things first, is about executing on those priorities. Together, they move you from dependence relying on others to independence. You're in charge of yourself.
That makes sense. Self-mastery first.
Yeah.
Okay, once you've achieved that independence, you're ready for the public victories. Habits 4, 5, and 6. These are about working effectively with other people, right?
Exactly. Moving from independence to interdependence, recognizing that we can achieve more together than alone.
So let's start with habit 4. Think win-win. What does that mean in our daily interactions? It sounds nice, but is it realistic?
It's not just nice, it's the most effective long-term strategy. Win-win means seeking mutual benefit in all human interactions. It's a belief that there's plenty for everybody. Success isn't a zero-sum game where if you win, I have to lose.
So ditching the scarcity mindset.
Absolutely. The book contrasts win-win with other mindsets, like win-lose competitive, lose-win being a doormat, or lose-lose when conflict drags everyone down. Win-win says, let's find a solution that works for both of us. And sometimes the best option is win-win or no deal. If we can't find a truly synergistic solution that benefits us both, we agreeably walk away.
How do we actually cultivate that win-win mindset? It can be tough, especially when things get competitive.
It requires, first, those private victories, strong character, integrity, and second, what Covey calls an abundance mentality. If you genuinely believe there's enough success, enough opportunity, enough recognition to go around like there's more than one pie, we can bake more pies, then you don't feel threatened by other success. You can genuinely seek mutual benefit.
So it starts with believing there's enough for everyone.
Yes. It applies everywhere: work negotiations, team projects, even parenting. Finding solutions where everyone feels good about the outcome.
Okay, moving to habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This feels absolutely crucial for communication. The book says most people listen just to reply.
Not to truly understand. Yes, this is huge. Habit 5 is about empathic listening. It means listening with the intent to understand, to really see the world the way the other person sees it, to understand their feelings, their perspective, before you jump in with your own advice or story.
Like a doctor diagnosing before prescribing.
Exactly that analogy. If you truly listen with your ears, eyes, and heart, people feel heard. They feel validated. Defensiveness drops, trust builds, and real communication becomes possible.
How do we practice that? It sounds hard.
It takes practice. Key skills include reflecting back what you hear in your own words. So if I understand correctly, you're feeling frustrated or reflecting their emotions. That sounds really disappointing. It's about focusing on them, not on preparing your response.
Listening to understand, not to wait your turn. Got it. And then, habit 6, synergize. What does synergy actually mean for us?
Synergy is essentially the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. It's like 1 + 1 = 3 or 10 or 100. When people who have different perspectives and strengths work together in a spirit of trust and cooperation based on win-win thinking and empathic communication,
They create something better than they could have alone.
exactly. They come up with new, creative solutions, a third alternative that wasn't there before. It's not about compromise where everyone loses a little. It's about creating something new and better together.
And the book really emphasizes valuing differences here, doesn't it? Strength lies in differences, not in similarities.
Yes, that's the heart of synergy. Seeing differences not as threats, but as opportunities. Different viewpoints bring new possibilities. That's where true creativity happens.
With the redwood trees example.
Ah, yes. Redwood trees individually don't have super deep roots, but they grow close together and their shallow roots intertwine, interlocking with each other underground. That collective root system makes them incredibly strong and resilient against storms. That's synergy in nature.
A great visual. Okay, so we've covered the private victories, habits 1 to 3 for self-mastery, and the public victories, habits 4 to 6 for effective collaboration. What's left? What holds it all together?
That brings us to the final habit, habit 7, sharpen the saw. This is the habit of renewal. It's about preserving and enhancing the greatest asset you have, which is you. The book uses the analogy of a woodcutter sawing down a tree.
Right, sawing away frantically.
Exactly. Someone asked, why don't you stop and sharpen your saw? And the woodcutter says, I'm too busy sawing.
Which is counterproductive, obviously.
Totally. Sharpening the saw means taking time out to renew yourself across 4 key dimensions: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. It's about keeping yourself sharp and effective.
Can you give us quick examples for each dimension, just simple, everyday things?
Sure. Physical renewal is about taking care of your body, eating well, getting a nice sleep, exercising, managing stress, even a short walk counts.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mental renewal is about keeping your mind active and growing, reading good books, learning new skills, writing, planning, maybe limiting mindless media consumption. Journaling is great here too.
Keeping the mind sharp.
Yep. Social emotional renewal is about investing in your relationships, spending quality time with loved ones, practicing empathy. Habit 5, building connections, showing appreciation. It links back to the public victories.
Nurturing connections.
And finally, spiritual renewal. This is about connecting with your core values and purpose. Habit 2. It could be through meditation, prayer, spending time in nature, reading inspirational texts, listening to music, or serving others, whatever lifts and inspires you.
So sharpening the saw isn't selfish, is it? It seems like the opposite.
Absolutely not selfish. It's what makes everything else possible. It's the habit that keeps the other 6 habits alive and effective. Without regular renewal, you burn out, you become dull.
Like the dull saw.
Exactly. Small, consistent investments in these 4 areas lead to huge returns in your overall effectiveness and well-being. It's crucial. And just to quickly recap the public victories again, Habit 4, think win-win, is about seeking fairness and mutual benefit. Habit 5, seek first to understand, is about deep, empathic listening. And Habit 6, synergize, is about creative cooperation and valuing differences. These help you move from being just independent to being truly interdependent, where you can build strong relationships and achieve great things with others.
And this whole process, living these habits, it's not like a checklist you finish once, right? It's ongoing.
Definitely ongoing. The book talks about an upward spiral. Growth isn't linear. As you consistently practice the 7 habits, you revisit them at higher levels. You learn, you commit to applying what you learned, and you put it into action. Each cycle of learn, commit, do on this upward spiral takes you to a higher plane of understanding and effectiveness.
Constantly growing and refining.
Exactly. It's a lifelong journey of growth. So maybe a final quick run through of all 7.
Good idea.
Habit 1, be proactive. You're the driver. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Know your destination, your values. Habit 3, put first things first, prioritize the important. Habit 4, think win-win, seek mutual benefit. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood, listen first. Habit 6, synergize value differences, create together. And Habit 7, sharpen the saw, renew yourself regularly.
Fantastic summary. I think the big takeaway from this deep dive really is that success isn't just about achievements, it's about who you become in the process. These habits seem to guide you towards living with more integrity, courage, patience, and, well, maybe even love. Moving from dependence to independence and finally to that rich state of interdependence.
Well put. It's about building a life of principle-centered power and effectiveness. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. What's one small, simple way you can sharpen your saw this week? Just one thing to renew yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually.
And maybe also what's one important but not urgent quadrant 2 activity you will make time for this week.
Good additions. Small steps make a big difference over time.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the 7 habits. We really hope these insights help you build a more effective, principle-centered, and ultimately peaceful life. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep growing.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like our video, kindly click on the like and share button. For any queries or remarks, kindly comment in the box. Subscribe to us for our latest updates.